happy to be here. This is the Hour of Power and Praise with D.E. Wilder, and I am D.E. Wilder. Thank you for joining me. If you could hear my voice today, I'm feeling mighty nice. I'm feeling blessed, and I want to share this powerful message with you. So as I just mentioned, this is the go bag mindset. Being prepared for life and for all the things that comes with it. Welcome back to the Hour of Power and Praise with D.E. Wilder. As I said, I am D.E. Wilder, and we are living life with power, passion, personal growth, and most importantly, with purpose. This space is where we talk about building strength and resilience and purpose in everyday life. Today we are diving into a powerful idea. It's a concept that I put together. What I like to call the go bag mindset. You'll hear it a lot. The go bag mindset. We should all know what a go bag is in the case of an emergency. A go bag is an emergency kit packed with essentials that you will grab when disaster strikes. Whether it's a natural disaster, unexpected travel, or some sort of sudden change, a go bag is handy. And if you are a parent, you should know that you also need a go bag when you're pregnant and when you're ready to have your baby. You have to have a go bag ready to go to the hospital at any time. So therefore, you'll understand the essential need of having a go bag. But today, I'm not talking about an emergency kit go bag. I have a different sort of concept to the go bag. I'm calling it the go bag mindset. What is that? So, what about life, emotional storms, career change, relationship challenges, health scares? Just like we prepare physically for any emergency, we also need to prepare mentally and emotionally for anything that should be coming. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about mental preparation. Not just the physical form, but being emotionally, spiritually, and mentally prepared for things that are going to arise unexpectedly. So, why would we need to have a go bag mindset? One would ask himself. Well, very simple. Life is unpredictable. Things really go exactly as we plan. We may plan, but things don't always go as planned. When an emergency happens, those who are prepared to respond are in better position than those who are caught off guard. That goes without saying. So that speaks to the importance of preparation. The same applies to our mindset. We need tools, habits, and principles ready to grab when life shifts suddenly, when things come out of nowhere, when things come up unexpectedly. Without mental preparedness, people panic, people freeze, and oftentimes in chaos, people make poor decisions. But with preparation, we can move with clarity, courage, and purpose. My golden word, purpose. So let me give you an example. There's someone who lost their job and was unexpectedly displaced. In that case, if you built a go bag mindset, they would have already been carrying within themselves resilience, adaptability, confidence, and problem-solving tools instead of breaking down and or falling apart in a sense of what do I do next. They will swiftly pivot and forge forward because they would have already had a preparation mindset, a go bag mindset, that this is something that could happen. So I'm already mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared of what is my next step. So when things like that happen, you can quickly execute, quickly pivot, and keep moving forward. So what goes into a go bag mentality? What goes into a mental go bag? Well, let's just put it this way. It's metaphorical. It's not a physical bag, but it's metaphorical. And here are some simple and essential components of things that you should have in your go bag mindset. First and foremost, resilience. You're gonna need that, and you're gonna need that in life as a whole. So, the ability to bend without breaking. Life can push us, but resilience helps us snap back, bounce back, and keep moving forward. Gratitude. Even in the worst crisis, focusing on what is still good, which keep our perspective grounded, and it keeps us keeping, even in a crisis, a positive mindset that we can get through this. Having gratitude, that's very important. Another equally important thing is faith and belief. Yes, whether you're spiritual or just with your personal conviction, it is anchor you and remind you that in a storm, this storm will not last forever. There's a good saying, this too shall pass. And you have to understand that. So oftentimes we get overwhelmed in a situation and we think this is the worst case scenario, and we think that, this is just changing everything and it's going to be like this forever. It's not. It's not. Things happen. We're going to be strong enough to get through it, to get past it, and move on. This too shall pass. A very important tool to have is adaptability. Adaptability and being flexible. Plan change and being flexible and having that ability is a strength in crisis. Because when something happens, you're going to have to be able to shift. And as we mentioned, and pivot. It's going to require that. Something that people may not even be aware that's very important, but it is important. It's important in life, but it's important in times of change and in times of sudden and unexpected change. And that is a support system. A support system. No one will survive, and no one can survive alone. We need a support system around us. Friends, family, mentor, a community. They all belong in your go bag mindset. Self-discipline, very important. This is how you get things done in life. Self-discipline. Habits and routines that keep you steady when chaos tries to pull you off track and knock you off balance. Having self-discipline, having a plan, and staying on course, staying focused, very, very important. Here's a good habit, and this is something that I practice every day with meditation and prayer. It's practicing, breathing. Breathe calmly. And centering yourself, as having a centered practice. because your emotions cannot lead the way when you are overwhelmed and you allow panic to set in. So now you have to have your own a calming mechanism that you do in those times. So now you can act and you can think clearly in a situation where things are arising that are unexpected. Very important to have a mindset now, this type of mindset now more than ever, because we're living in times, in ever-changing times. And we're living in times where we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I'm not bringing this up as a scare tactic, because it's really not that. It's actually the opposite of that. It's an empowerment tool for each one to be prepared for the things that will come. And the things that will come will be good things, there will be challenging things. It can go both ways. But being prepared puts you into the position to make the maximum impact. So, how to pack your go bag mindset? It starts with habit, with a daily practice. You know, I always speak of, I have a pen in my hand because I'm a writer and I always take notes. Journaling and writing things down is very important. So now it's time to make that plan and preparation and that go bag mindset. What do I need when something may happen? What will I need? Well, start writing it down and thinking about it, pondering. Meditation, as we just mentioned, very good. Breathing and calming practices that helps you center yourself. Prayer, affirmation. These are small actions that strengthen your mental state before you even need it. You're already mentally prepared. You're already emotionally prepared. And in my opinion, more importantly, spiritually prepared. Very important. Here is something that is going to challenge us all, but it's something that we should all do. And, you know, a lot of times people, you know, if you're in a moment where, you know, nothing's going wrong and everything seems to be right, it's beautiful, that's wonderful. And in fact, that is the time, that is the opportune time to prepare for come what may. It's very difficult that when you're in a situation or in a crisis to now quickly get prepared for that crisis. You can't get prepared for the crisis in the crisis. But when things are going well and everything is right, that's a good time to start thinking about being prepared and getting all the things together and getting the tools together so you can be prepared for the things that are unexpected. So, scenario planning. Let's just plan a scenario. I call this rehearsing the future and being prepared. Let's ask ourselves the big what if question. What if? Not to worry anyone, but to be prepared, as I just mentioned. This is a preparation. This is us leveling up, being our better self. What if I lose my job? What if a relationship shifts? What if my health changes? What tools would I have to rely on? What plan will I have in place? These are the things that we need to ask ourselves. Write down and start to ponder and start to have the answer for these things. Because we know these things can happen. And you'll be better in a better position to be prepared. Not just physically for these things, but mentally, emotionally, psychologically for them before they happen. So you can make the best decisions when they happen. So, Another advice I have in this go bag mindset is to keep your bag light, but keep it ready. Now, again, it's metaphorical. It's not necessarily a physical bag. You'll have the physical bag in emergency. That's an emergency go bag. But this is the go bag mindset. And you're tooling it and you're putting everything you need to be ready. So keep it light, but keep it ready. A real go bag is compact. We all know you can't put everything you got into a bag. So similarly to a real go bag, or a physical go bag, don't overpack your mental go bag. You know, your mental, don't overpack it with concerns and fears. Keep it with things that are useful, like resilience and your perspective and courage and being prepared for the things to come. Don't fill that bag up with things that are going to be a distraction and going to dissuade you from being able to forge forward, but fill it with tools that's going to empower you to be prepared. Also, you got to check and update your bag regularly. Time changes, things changes, circumstances change. You change, your needs change. So just like your physical emergency kit will expire, those emergency kits have an expiration date. Things you have in it have expiration dates. Just like that, you have to regularly and check up on your mental go bag. So habits and beliefs have to be audited because they change, your mindset change. Remove the things that no longer serve you and add in the new tools and new things that you know you will need. Over time, these things have to change. You know, I've had, and I have some good examples of this and why I bring this up and why it's important now more than ever. I have two scenarios that I can give where having a mental go bag was and is very essential and really brought me to this perspective. One was some years ago. Unfortunately, unexpected funeral. I'll put it that way. I know you have to be on TikTok. You have to be mindful of the words that you use. Unexpected funeral. And if anybody knows and have to deal with that, you will know that the cost of a funeral can skyrocket. But when it's unexpected, sometimes it may be the closest people to you. And not everyone is prepared. Not everyone have their paperwork in order. Not everyone knows exactly what to do. And when you're taken off guard like that, and sometimes it falls on you, you have to get paperwork ready. You have to be prepared that there's a huge financial toll that you may be responsible for. Finding essential documents, physically taking care of things that need to be done. I tell you, you know, you need to have the prayer and the power of the Creator with you in these moments because there's a lot. And that's not even speaking to the emotional toll that you are dealing with in that moment, dealing with loss. So what if you understand that these things are real and these things are real and these things can happen, and you start preparing for these things in advance? Not just physically, because you got to do the physical work. You got to get those documentations in order. You got to get those things in order so you be prepared in these moments. But you got to also be prepared mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to deal in that situation, because sometimes things happen and it's not directly happening to you, but it's happening to the people who you care about. And if you have things in order, now you can take your mind and shift off those things and now be in the best position that you could be supportive of other people without worrying about all those other things that you may have to worry about when you're not prepared. That was one scenario. Here is another scenario, and this is the scenario that brought me to my mindset that I have today in having that mental go bag and being prepared for anything. It was right about the time that my son was, we were preparing for my son to go to college. He was still in high school, and you know, he was in his senior year and he's gonna, you know, go off to college, and we just got our plans ahead of what needs to be done. And we was planning that after he goes off to college, you know, we may, you know, downsize, or I don't like to use the word downsize, but right size, and move and change things and start doing things differently, because, you know, the family shift, the family change. But we were put in a situation where something happened unexpectedly and we had to move unexpectedly. And now for me, that was very frustrating, because I'm a person who plans. As I'm talking now, I'm sharing this message so I can impart to you all the importance of planning. I plan. So this situation took me off guard. And this situation threw my plans off course, because I wasn't in that position that I was thinking that this would have to be done now. But it was the circumstances. But that situation turned out to be a frustrating one. It turned out to be one that was challenging, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Because in that situation, it forced the family to come together, put your head together, plan quickly, financial to come together, a physical toll that it takes on you. So all these things you had to do in a relatively short period of time. But in turn, it showed us what's possible and what we could do. And we rose to that challenge. And through that situation, we leveled up. And we did it without interrupting our son's schooling. We did it without interrupting his scheduling. And it all worked out for good. And that challenge put me in the mindset that you got to be prepared for the unexpected. You know, we may have our plans in life, and we may have our short-term plans and our long-term plans, long-term goals. But in between those plans and those goals, life happens. Things happen. And it would be in your best interest to be prepared for those things as they arise. So, living with a go bag mindset, what is that like, and what does that entail? When you live prepared, you're not living in fear. You're living in readiness and preparedness. That's where each one of us will want to be. Preparedness breeds confidence. You walk into situations knowing that you got what it takes to handle the unexpected. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, that's a beautiful thing in any situation, to go in with that confidence and belief. When you know that you are prepared and you've done the things that you needed to do, so I can handle this situation. That confidence really puts you in a powerful position. Life will always throw a curveball. That's just life itself. What kind of curveball? Job change, your health fluctuate, relationships evolve, but your go bag mindset ensures that you don't crumble under pressure. A go bag mindset ensures that you don't fall or fall apart, that you are able to rise to the occasion and be able to forge forward. This is important to have a go bag mindset. So, here is a challenge, and this is a challenge to us all, because we need to be prepared now more than ever. As I mentioned, we're living in a world of ever-changing times. And as I mentioned, when I'm speaking of a go bag mindset, and this is taken from the physical go bag emergency kit. You have the physical go bag emergency kit in the case of an emergency, having the things, essential things in it that you're going to need. You also, as we mentioned, have a go bag if you're expecting, a bundle of joy. You always have a go bag ready, so if you have to rush to the hospital. But in this case, you have to have that go bag mindset to prepare you in life and for life when things happen unexpectedly. You can be equipped and be prepared and be ready to handle those situations. Be strong. So here's a challenge. Start building your go bag mindset. Ask yourself those important questions. Life shifts daily. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day. But you ask yourself, what tools do I need? What values do I need? What practices do I need? What are the things that I need to add into this go bag? And if you cannot name those things that you think you're going to need, your work starts now. Your work starts now. You need to start preparing today. Start writing down today. What do I need to have my mental go bag ready? We need to be prepared for everything and anything in this ever-changing time. As I mentioned, this is not a go bag just for something negative to happen. Let's go back to the what if scenario, because I gave you some what ifs, and I guess those what ifs were worst case scenarios. So let's give you some to the flip side of that. What if an opportunity happens tomorrow and someone calls you and say, hey, this opportunity, we need you. Are you able to fly across country? Do you have what you need, or are you going to have to decline that offer? Are you prepared? If someone say, hey, how about this opportunity for you, and we've been thinking about you. How soon can you come to London? Do you have your passport ready? Do you have your paperwork ready? Do you have your finances in order that you could take that quick trip for opportunity that was unexpected? So this is the point I'm making, that your mental go bag, your go bag mindset have to be packed with things that you would need, good, bad, or indifference. Things happen unexpectedly, and you need to be prepared. So, because storms come, and they will come, we need to be ready, and we will be ready. We need to be ready mentally, we need to be ready emotionally, we need to be ready spiritually. Because if you're ready mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you won't just survive in those situations, but you will thrive. And that's the whole point of having a go bag mindset. Is for you to be able to thrive in those situations. In times, as I mentioned, in times where things are going well, in times where you are not plagued or immersed in problems and situations, those are the times that you are preparing for come what may. Those are the times that you are preparing. Trust me when I tell you, you're not going to be in sound mind and judgment, in clarity, and being able to do all the things you need to do and prepare in the time of crisis, in the time of things happen unexpectedly. Just not. In those situations, you're just going to be in reaction mode. You're just going to be in response mode. You're just going to be in the mode that you are going to have to respond to whatever's happening in that moment. But with my concept of the go bag mindset, you have the time. And time is allowing you to have the moment to prepare beforehand. The beautiful thing is you have the grace, God grace. Because in moments where things are not challenging you, when things are not going wrong for you, when things are not spiraling out of control for you, I can assure you right now it's spiraling out of control for someone else. In your moment of peace and in your moment of solitude, in your moment when things are not going wrong, it's going wrong for somebody else. And we lift them up and we send up prayers for those people who are dealing with challenges. But there's no respect to person. So it can hit us any day at any time. We can be challenged and hit with unexpected circumstances that we must deal with, that we must attend to. So my concept of your go bag mindset is perfect for preparation beforehand. Putting all those things that you're going to need in it to be prepared for those things. Do anybody have anything that they're going to add into that go bag, mindset? Do anybody have or is thinking about and know beforehand the things that you're going to need to be ready when things are happening? Again, to my challenge, if you can't answer those questions promptly, if you can't answer those questions right off the bat, that means that you have to put time into it. And so this challenge is for you to write it down and take the time to do that. I hope this message was empowering for someone. I hope this message was food for thought. Food for thought. You know, in my time and effort to do my hours of power, I know I can have some more quote unquote popular topics. They got the trending and analysis in TikTok that you see what's trending and all of that. And all of those things are nice and all of those things are fun and all those things are beautiful and they're great things to talk about. And I'm sure they get a lot of likes and a lot of people come into the room and stuff like that. But the things that I'm talking about are essential tools for life. Things that's going to arm you to be a better person. That's going to arm you to have the things you need to level up your life. So these are not the easy conversations and these are not the most popular conversations, but I can assure you these are the important conversations that we need to be having to be at our best self. That's all I want to do, is help each one be their best. I try to be at my best, and if I could share that with anybody, that's what I try to do. So I hope this message has served you well, and I hope this message, as I mentioned, serves as food for thought. Food for thought. Hope this message resonated with someone. For me, these moments are just journeys in life. It's just journeys in life. You know, this is a day of many days. It's a blessed day of many days of blessing. And in this time and moment, if you're hearing my voice, that means that you are sharing this moment with me. That means that you are now sharing my journey with me. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And in fact, I'm sharing your journey with you. We're sharing this moment. And in the moment that we can share time with one another, we can also build each other up, exchange information. If I know something that I can help someone, that's what I do. I offer it. If someone knows something that can help me, I'm open. Please offer it so we can build together, because that's the the refining fire of life. It's each one teach one and us building together, us learning, growing, living, loving together. So that's my little spiel for that. Again, so thank you for joining me. This was a session of Hour of Power and Praise with D.E. Wilder. I hope this message has resonated with someone. And if it has resonated with you, please do not hesitate to share with family and friends. If the family and friends did not catch this session, you got the message. You got the point. Share it with them and let them know the importance of being prepared for different things to come. Being prepared not only for disaster, being prepared for the unexpected, but being prepared for the opportunity, because life is ahead of us. Life is ahead of us. So many things are ahead of us. The great things that is going to happen in your life is ahead of you, and you want to be prepared for those things. So thank you. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, I want you guys to stay prepared, stay strong, and keep building that go bag mindset. I always hope, it is my hope and my prayer, that you stay rooted, stay blessed, and stay living life with purpose. This is my Hour of Power and Praise. I am D.E. Wilder. Thank you for joining me. Peace and blessings.